This is our unit third. In this unit, we will study about the design of DC machine. So this design of DC machine is basically carried out for power output design and what are the material needed so that we will get maximum output and minimum losses in the machine. That part will be governed here in this video. And what are the factors that should be keep in mind so that the machine performance is best. We have to see what are the equations and what are the constraints applied in DC machine design to get the output equation of a DC machine. So output equation of a DC machine is basically output equation of a DC machine is mathematical expression that relates the main dimension, a specific magnetic loading, a specific electric loading. Means output equation we will have to analyze, and based on that output equation, the output equation will correlate. It is a mathematical relation that will mainly focus on magnetic loading, means how much flux we are getting. A specific electric loading means how much current we can take from the machine at what speed and what will be the speed constant for that machine. Here PA is average power developed by armature in kilowatt. This is your armature. Armature is rotating part. So in DC machine, this armature is rotating and this armature is rotating, and power developed in this machine is denoted by PA. That is average power developed by armature, and its unit is kilowatt. Then P equal to rating of the machine. What is the rating of the machine? Power development and the rating of the machine both are not same, both are different thing in the sense that there will be some losses, and so armature power is developed here, and after some losses we are getting the output of the machine. EA, that is E armature generated EMF. This is also called back EMF. That is also called back EMF or armature voltage. IA equal to armature current. Whatever current is going inside here, it is armature current, or it may be outside also. In case of generator, it is armature current that is going outside. In case motor, this current is going inside. Then IZ, current in each conductor in ampere. In armature there are so many conductors, and all conductors are connected with the commutator segment outside the commutator segment of the machine, and this is commutator segment is rotating. So IA is the armature, IZ current in each conductor. So current in each conductor is, assume that it is same, and it is denoted by IZ. NS is the S, synchronous speed. Here speed is taken in RPS, rotation per second. Rotation per second. Speed is taken in, and N equal to machine speed, which is also taken in RPS, rotation per second. These are the some of the nomenclature which has been denoted here. Another nomenclature is, that is P equal to number of poles. So poles, the number of poles, if parallel path is suppose 4, then pole will be also 4, and if poles, number of parallel paths is, and A equal to number of parallel paths, Z equal to total number of armature conductor, S equal to number of slots. In slots we are putting armature conductors. So Zs is equal to conductor per slot if Zs is denoted by conductor per slot, and Ys slot pitch. Slot pitch, that is denoted in meter. Slot pitch means the distance between north and, it is a physical distance between north and south pole of a motor. It is called slot pitch. Means suppose if your motor has like this, suppose motor is 4 pole here, I am just drawing like this. Suppose this motor is 4 pole like this. So as you know, suppose it is north, then it will be south, then it will be north, and it is the south. So this distance from north to south, this is called pole pitch. And F equal to total flux around air gap, B average a specific magnetic loading Weber per meter square, B equal to a specific magnetic loading or average flux density, it is flux by area, and AC equal to a specific electric loading ampere turn meter. This specific electric current loading means ampere turn per meter. This is a specific electric loading. D equal to armature diameter in meter, and L equal to armature core length. Armature core length is L, and CO output coefficient. This CO is output coefficient. These are the nomenclature. We have to use all this nomenclature in coming slides. So now we will see how much power is developed in a machine. This is power developed by armature in kilowatt. So PA equal to generated EMF multiplied by armature current. So armature voltage multiplied by armature current, this is called power generated in armature. And EA value, as we know that it is phi Zn P by 60, P by 60A in fact, as we know that EA equal to armature induced EMF equal to phi Zn P divided by 60A. But here a speed, you remember the relation that here a speed is in RPM. The unit is rotation per minute. This is for 1 minute and this is for 1 second. So 60 is not present here because a speed is taken in our assumption that a speed is in rotation per second, not in rotation per minute. If it is in rotation per minute, we have to use this relation. Overall output equation will not be affected, but as we have taken n in rotation per second, so 60 is not here. Multiplied by this Ia into 10 to the power minus 3 for kilowatt. To make it kilo, 10 to the power minus 3 is multiplied. Now phi into P is taken one side, phi, this flux, and P is taken outside. Then Z into Ia, this Ia and Z is multiplied, and A is parallel path divided here, and M is separated out here. So this phi into P, this is current per parallel path. So this we have written it by Iz. In previous slide we have taken nomenclature. Current per parallel path is denoted by Iz. So, and Z is the number of conductors. So this is multiplied by Z into N into 10 to the power minus 3. So this term, first term is called total magnetic loading. This is your total magnetic loading. Then second term is total electric loading. This is electrical current multiplied by Z. So this is called total electrical loading into N into 10 to the power minus 3. So total magnetic loading, this flux and pole, if we just do mathematical exercise on it, we will get it. It comes pi multiplied by D into L into B average. This D is the diameter of the armature conductor, L is the core length, and B is average flux density. In similar fashion, this is your electrical loading, and this is pi, this is your diameter, and it is multiplied by N. So now you will get we will get, if you multiply this by pi square into rearranging this term, we will get like this, and finally we will get this equation. So this equation is output power equation. Here C naught D square and L multiplied by N is given here. So based on, so this is our output equation of a power developed by armature in kilowatt. This is our output equation, which is proportional to a square of the diameter of the armature. Means if armature diameter is more, the output power, average power generated will be more. But we have limitation. We cannot go beyond a certain limit, and we cannot make armature very big because of technical issues are there. It will take a lot of spaces and other things will be also there. So we consider an optimal value for designing of the output power of a DC machine, which is developed in the armature of a machine. Now another power developed by DC generator. In case of DC generator, the prime mover, in case of DC generator, the prime mover supplies friction, windage and iron losses. In case DC generator, the prime mover supplies friction, windage and iron losses. Armature supplies its own copper loss, field copper loss, amount of friction, windage iron loss may be taken as 1/3 of the total loss. This is an assumption or an analytical method calculation that amount of friction, windage and iron loss may be taken as 1/3 of total loss. So average power output power plus armature copper loss plus field copper loss. So we can also write this equation, means this power, armature power developed will be equal to armature power developed, what will be it equal, output power, means here armature power is developed and here we are getting output power, P out. So here armature copper loss will be there, field copper loss, field winding is also there. So let's suppose if it is a shunt motor or series motor may be the case, so here field loss will be also there. So after all these losses adding and output adding, we get the armature power developed. So it is also written as input power minus friction, windage and iron loss. So this is given by P divided by N minus 1/3 of total of this. This is 1/3. So subtracting this and we get this relation P by N minus 1/3. I will continue it again in the next lecture.